Hi children and hi everyone. In previous video I explained about the errors. What is the error? How many types of errors we discussed. So in this video I am going to explain some most important topic for IPE and other exams also. It is very important topic. So I am requesting you, without skipping the video, you must watch the video up to last. So if you can skip the video, you didn't understand anything. So I hope you can understand that. So I am going to topic now here. Up to now you didn't subscribe my channel, and in my channel all the contents are explained very clearly at basic level. That's why you can suggest to everyone about my channel. I am going to topic now here. So here, yesterday we discussed what's the types of errors, systematic error and random errors. So here the errors which are arise because of our negligence, that is what we call gross errors. The gross errors may be chance to eliminate or to correct that one. So here in this case, after when we are doing any experiment, we have to reduce the errors. We have to get the accurate, try to get the accurate value. For that we have to eliminate, or at least we have to reduce the errors. So here now I am going to explain in this video. Chapter is units measurements. Second part of the chapter, true value, absolute error, mean absolute error, relative error and percentage error. To get the true value we have to reduce the errors. So that's why here first thing, what is mean by true value? At the time of definition of accuracy I told you what's that. While we are doing any experiment, the value which is very close to the true value, the measured values are there. In those values, which value is very close to the true value, that should be taken as an accurate value, and that should be called as accuracy. So here what is mean by true value first, that is the clear here now. So for example here we are doing one experiment. That experiment is finding the length of the glass plate, by using some vernier calipers. That is the experiment. Students are doing the experiment. What it is? Finding the length of the glass plate, so by using vernier calipers. So don't think more about the experiment, just listen. Here while they are doing one experiment, they find some values like this. Here 1.35, 1.32, 1.31 and 1.37 and 1.36 and 1.38, 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 1.39 and 1 point, like that. So here we are having some values. First time, by using the same glass plate, by using the vernier calipers, first time they got value what it is 1.35, next one is 1.32 and next one is 1.31 and next one is 1.37, 1.36, 1.38, 1.39. So here we have some, all these are what we call measured values. So in this case, the average of all these values, while we are taking the average of all these values, the error may be reduced. Because while we are doing the same experiment at so many times, by here first time what do we find? L1 is equals to 1.35, next one is L2 is equals to 1.32, like that. So for the first time length is 1.35, already over. But why we are repeating the same experiment? For the first time we measured what is 1.35. After that also we are repeating the same experiment. What is the necessity to repeat the same experiment? Means that simply we know that one proverb, what is a practice makes perfect. Like that, while we are doing the same experiment repeatedly, then obviously here the error should be reduced. For that purpose only, we are taking the number of values while we are doing the activity or lab experiment. So that's why here we are taking so many readings we are reading like this. So the average of all these values gives one particular value. For example, I am saying now that is 1.37. Just guess 1.37. The average value is 1.37. Here now this 1.37 is, so simply I am telling that I am not doing any calculation. So 1.37 it is the nothing but the average of all the values. That average value is called true value. That average value is called true value. Children, got it? Is very simple. While we are doing one experiment, in that experiment, by using the one instrument, we are taking the number of observations. So while we are taking the number of observations, we are getting different type of values. There is no similarity. One should be not equal to another. At every time we are getting different values. Then we do not fix. For example, here we don't know about the true value. In that one point, for example, here we are taken. Now this is the 1.31 is without taking any mean value. You can take 1.31, and you can take 1.38 and 1.39. There somehow mistake, error is there. Actual value is what? 1.37. So like that. So while we are repeating the same experiment, we are getting so many observations by taking their average. So generally in a classroom, for example, 50 members are there. Then they appeared for one public examination. They appeared, you only in your 10th class, you are appeared in public examinations. So in our class only 50 members there. In that, almost all 10 members fail, remain 40 is pass. Then what is mean by average pass percentage? How many appeared? How many pass? 40. And how many appeared? 50. So like that, we are comparing like that. So here in those 40, maybe one fellow got 10 by 10 and one fellow is fail. By taking the failed candidate, we cannot say the entire class is worst class. By taking the person, for example, here, got my point, in 50 members class, 40 members passed. In that 40 members, one person got 10 by 10. And 10 members, one fellow is failed all subjects. Clear? So by taking the example of 10 by 10 candidate, we may not conclude the class is all toppers. Clear? Like that. And by taking the one student, we failed all subjects. By taking him also as example, we cannot conclude the class is worst class, all are failed. Got my point? Like that, while taking the different readings, just by take one reading, you have to not conclude that is the actual value. So to clarify that, so no, we are not confined to a single value. Then we have to do this so many times. After that only you may conclude. By average, by doing the all average values, you may get one particular value. That value is what we call true value. Clear? So that's why to avoid to eliminate or to reduce the errors, we are taking the true value as the reference. Clear? So here from this example, what you have to say? True value is nothing but the mean value of all the measured values in an experiment. In an experiment, the mean of all measured values is called true value. Clear, children? The average of all the measured values should be taken as true value. So for example, in our textbook it will be there. What's that? Here in an experiment, let A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on An. A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on An. These are the measured values in experiment. Measured values in experiment. Then how we can write true value? Now true value can be written as, what is the true value? Average value. Then how we can write? A1 plus, A2 plus, A3 plus and so on An by how many numbers? N. How many values? N values. So this is now expression for true value. Got children? In an experiment, we did some experiment. In that we have some observations are such as A1, A2, A3, A4 and so on An. Then the true value can be written as A1 plus, A2 plus and so on An by N. For example, in previous example, what is that? L1 is equals to 1.34 and L2 is equals to 1.35 and L3 is equals to 1.36 and L4 is equals to 1.37. Then what is the true value? I am writing L mean is equals to 1.34 plus 1.35 plus 1.36 plus 1.37 by 1, 2, 3, 4. Number of products by sum of the products by number of products. So like that we will get the average. That average value what we call true value. Got children? Yes. True value means what? The mean value of all measured values in an experiment is called true value. Clear? After that, here absolute error. What's that? Absolute error. Clear? Absolute error. Here, for example, we are doing one simple penal experiment. What is the G value? 9.8 meter per second square. G value is what? 9.8 meter per second square. Clear? So this 9.8 is nothing but here true value. What is that? 9.8 is the true value. So we did one experiment, then we got values like this, 9.5, 9.4, 9.2, 9.1 and 9.9. Here what is the true value? 9.8. And what is the first measurement value? 9.5. How much difference is there? Yes. What, right? 9.8 minus 9.5. How much it is there? 0.3. Actual true value what it is? 9.8. So we want to verify that whether it is 9.8 or not. We have to verify that. For that we are doing experiment. So you don't think about the experimental procedure. So that's why simply you can listen what I am telling. Okay, don't go for much more thinking. Okay, simple, very simple. This chapter is some different from other chapters. This chapter only should be like this. Okay, be careful and watch careful. So here already the value is what? 9.8. And what is the first measured value? 9.5. Then what is the actual value? 9.8. How much you are getting the error? Yes, 9.8 minus 9.5 is equals to 0.3. Next thing is, next value is what? 9.4. True value is what? 9.8. Then what do you write? 9.8 minus 9.4. How much difference? Error is how much? 0.4. And next thing is 9.2. Actual value, true value is what? 9.8. How much we got? 9.2. How much difference? 0.6. Clear? And next thing is 9.8. And this one is what? 9.1. How much difference? 0.7. And now here 9.8 minus 9.9. Now what do you get? What do you get? Minus 0.1. Clear? Minus 0.1. In this case we have to write only 0.1. 0.1. Why? Because we will consider only magnitude, that means mod of 9.8 minus 9.8 minus 9.4, mod of 9.8 minus 9.2, mod of 9. S like this, S. That's why even though we are adding 9.9 minus 9.8 minus 9.9, what it is, minus 1, minus 0.1, even though we are reading like that, but we have to take only magnitude. Clear? That means we are comparing the every value what we measured with the true value. Yes, 9.5 it is we measured first measured value, but actual true value is what? 9.8. How much error? We are minus. That means what? Here 9.8 is what? True value, and this is what? Measured value. What we have calculated, that is the measured value. True value minus measured value. That means while we are subtracting the measured value from true value, then that is called here absolute error. What is that? Absolute error. Clear? In this example, we are comparing the every value with the this one only, 9.8 only. How much difference is we have to check. At every time we are adding one value. If we can consider 9.8, 9.5, 0.3, 9.8, 9.4, 0.4, 9.8, 9.2, 0.6. Like that. We have to compare how much difference is there. So that is called absolute error. What, children? Absolute error. The magnitude of difference of true value and measured value is called absolute error. What's that? Absolute error. Clear, children? So now here I am writing absolute error. Absolute error is equals to, I am writing simply magnitude of true value and measured value. True value and measured value. That should be called absolute error. Clear, children? What is that? The magnitude of difference of true value and measured value is called absolute error. Absolute error can clearly explains how much difference between the true value and measured value. Clear? For example, if you want to go for very clarity, already I told you what is that? A1, A2, A3, and we have like that A1, A2, A3, A4 are there. Then here I am writing absolute error. First I am writing absolute error of A1. How we can write? True value is what? A mean. What do you write? A mean. True value nothing but A mean. Average of all this. What do you write? A mean is equals to A1 plus A2 plus and so on, An by N. So here what do you write? Absolute error formula is what? Mod of true value minus measured value. Here absolute error of A1 can be written as, we can show like this, delta A1. Delta A1 means what? Absolute error of A1. How we can write? Mod of true value means what? A mean. What's that? A mean minus measured value is what? A1. Clear? Delta A1 is equals to mod of A mean minus A1. That is the absolute error of A1. Next I am writing absolute error of A2. How we can write? Instead of A1, what you are writing here? Simply A2. Delta A2. Again what you write? By using same formula. True value is mod of true value is what? A mean minus measured value is how much? A2. So A mean minus A1 and A mean minus A2. Clear? Next thing is I am writing absolute error of A3. What is that? Absolute error of A3, and delta A3 is equals to what, right? A mean minus A3. Clear? A mean minus A3. Got my point? And next, similarly, and so on. Absolute error of AN. Absolute error of AN. How we can write? Delta AN is equals to A mean minus AN. And so on. Delta A mean minus AN. Got, children? Very simple, ma. If you know about the difference, we can write all these things very clearly. What is absolute error? Magnitude of difference of true value and measured value. True value and measured value. So already we are taken what's that in an experiment. A1, A2, A3 and so on, AN are the measured values and A mean is the true value. So that's why here I am writing absolute error is equals to true value minus measured value. Clear? After that I am writing now here absolute error of A1. So first value is what? Measured value is what? A1. So formula is what? True value minus measured value. True value means what? A mean. That's why I am writing A mean minus first measured value is what? A1. Next, absolute error of second one A2. Again delta A2. Delta A means absolute error. We are taking only magnitude. A mean minus A2. For third one A mean minus A3 and next A mean minus AN. So we have to observe here what is A1? Measured value. What is delta A1? Absolute error of A1. What is A1? Measured value. What is delta A1? Absolute error of A1. And what is A2? Second measured value. Its absolute error is what? Delta A2. Third one is A3, delta A3, and fourth one is A4, delta A4, A5, delta A5, and so on, AN, delta AN. Clear? So this is about the absolute errors. Clear? Very simple. Next thing here, what to write? Mean absolute error. What is that? Mean absolute error. Clear, children? Mean absolute error. Again, mean means what? Average. In title only we have story. What is that? Mean absolute error. Mean means average. We are taking average for them. For which? Mean absolute error. Mean means average. For them, for which we are taking? Yes, absolute errors. Mean absolute error. Simply the average of all absolute errors is called mean absolute error. In title only we have story. Mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. That means simply here we are taking the average of all absolute errors. That is what we call mean absolute error. Clear? Already what we are taking example, A1, A2, A3 and so on, AN are the measured values. Then delta A1, delta A2, delta A3, delta A4 and so on, delta AN are what they are? Their absolute errors. Then if you can write their average, that is the mean absolute error. Simply what is mean by mean absolute error? Mean absolute error is nothing but average of all absolute errors. Clear? So here already we have what is that? A1 absolute error is what? Delta A1. For A2, delta A2. For A3, delta A3. And AN, delta AN. So that's why here I am writing now here mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. Delta A mean is equals to delta A1 plus delta A2 plus and so on delta AN by N. Clear? Delta A mean is equals to delta A1 plus delta A2 plus and so on delta AN by N. So this is what we call mean absolute error. What's that? Mean absolute error. Don't confuse children here. In case of true value, we are taking the average of measured values. In true value, we are taking the average of measured values. and now we are taking the average of all the absolute errors of A1, A2, A3 and so on. Clear? If you can take average for measured values, that is the true value. If you can take the average for the absolute errors, that is mean absolute error. Clear children? Delta A1 plus, delta A2 plus and so on, delta An by n. Clear? So this is about the mean absolute error. Next thing is relative error. Very easy. Relative error. Relative means what? Comparing. We are comparing. Relative error. We are comparing. So simply here, relative error is nothing but delta A mean by A mean. Delta A mean by A mean. So here relative error is equals to what do you write? Delta A mean by A mean. From that equation, how we can define? How we can define? Relative error is equals to delta A mean by A mean. Relative error is the just ratio. What's that? Relative error is the ratio in your 2 marks and in your 4 marks and competitive exams. We have problems on this topic only. Relative error, that much of important. It seems to be like very simple, but based upon that we have so many problems. Okay. Relative error is equals to delta A mean by A mean. What is delta A mean? What is delta A mean? What is that? Mean absolute errors. What is delta A mean? Mean absolute errors. And what is the true value here? What is the mean value? What is A mean? True value. So that means what you write? Mean absolute error. Mean absolute error by mean value or true value. Simply we can define that relative error is nothing but the ratio of mean absolute error to the true value. The ratio of mean absolute error to the true value. The ratio of mean absolute error to the true value is called relative error. What is that? Relative error. Relative error is equals to delta A mean by A mean, that is equals to mean absolute error by true value. That is what we call relative error. What we call relative error. And next thing here, percentage of relative error. Percent of relative error. Simply if you can multiply the relative error with 100. Clear? Percentage of error. If you can multiply the relative error with 100, if you can multiply the relative error with 100, so like this, if you can multiply the, now I am writing here percentage of error. Percentage of error is equals to what, right? Mean absolute error. Mean absolute error by what we have? True value. So mean absolute error by true value into 100. So this is now here percentage of error. Clear children? Percentage of error is equals to mean absolute error by true value into 100. Simply we are multiplying with the 100, then what you get? Percentage of error. Simply for this case I am writing percentage of error is equals to what, right? Delta A mean by delta A mean is the mean absolute error and true value is what? A mean, and into 100. So this is the formula. So children, so this is about the all the values. Simply I will say again definitions a little bit here. Now simply briefly I am saying here true value. What is the true value? In an experiment we find that so many measured values. In an experiment, we measure the so many values. The average of all the mean values, the average of all measured values. In an experiment, the average of all measured values gives the true value. In an experiment, the values what we measured A1, A2, A3 are the measured values. Their average we are writing, that is the true value. First thing. And second thing is what? Absolute error. What is that? Absolute error. Absolute error is nothing but the magnitude of difference of true value and measured value. Magnitude of difference of true value and measured value is called absolute error. Like this. Absolute error is equals to true value minus measured value. Clear, children? And next thing is mean absolute error. Mean absolute error. The average of all absolute errors. The average of all absolute errors is called mean absolute error. That should be shown by the equation like this. Clear? Next thing is what? Relative error. Relative error means what? Ratio of mean absolute error to the true value. The ratio of mean absolute error to the true value is called relative error. Relative error is nothing but it is a ratio. So we are showing mean absolute error by true value. In this experiment, we can write relative error is equals to delta A mean by A mean. Clear? And now percentage of error. Percentage of error. Relative error into 100. Relative error into 100. That means if you can multiply the relative error, if you can multiply the relative error with 100, you will get percentage of error. So this is the children. I hope you can understand this topic. So you can watch this video without skipping because I am teaching at the basic levels. So you have to watch the video with patience. Clear? So I hope that you can understand this one. If you can understand this video, this class, just like the video and share the video, comment the video, and you must, I am requesting to share this video to your classmates who are going to study in first year. Okay, bye children. I will meet with you in next video with next another interesting topic. Bye, take care.